Hey, thanks for watching Bob's Two-Car Garage. This week we had an opportunity to make this beautiful Tigerwood deck. Going to show you how we did it. Hi, my name is Bob and I love my two-car garage. First of all, I want you to notice that we had some drainage problems to solve here. We had to actually put in a drain pipe that goes under the deck and out the other side. Occasionally we had to fill in some low spots with some gravel and some sand, but you want to make sure that you've got a nice drainage pattern underneath your deck. You don't want it to get wet under there and stinky and nasty.
Nothing is more important than a firm foundation. Perhaps that's even a metaphor for life, but as you can see, we had to do a little work here to get these footings in the right place.
And for our footings here, we just dug some small holes, impacted them with some sand, packed the sand down real well. Once it kind of settles in, I'm going to level it out again, drill some holes, put some bolts through there. Now right here where the wood meets the concrete, we needed to have a nice transition. We want it to be even right there. So what we actually did was we glued on a ledger with some adhesive that we knew would stick to both sides. And then we just took our little ram set and shot some nails in there so that we got something to nail or screw that edge to when we're all done. Now, when I leveled this thing out, this edge right here, I wanted that to be level. But this edge, going this way, didn't need to be level. It needed to follow that concrete walkway right there. So, on this edge, I used my level. On this edge, I just strung a string all the way across and lined all my joists up with that string. Again, this is a really crucial step, so you want to make sure that you get those joists lined up nice and flat. Now the framing for your deck is going to take a lot of time. You want to spend you want to be careful on that. You want to take your time. Make sure that you do a good job with the framing. We framed ours with 2x6s and 4x6s. I did not use joist hangers because they tend to get in the way. And we went with wood blocking and deck screws the whole way. Along the edges, we added some extra blocks for nailers to accommodate the trim pieces that we were going to use at the end. A good foundation, remember, is crucial to a beautiful final project. So do a good job on the framing. Don't be sloppy. And I hope you can see here that occasionally we use some blocking between each of the joists just to keep those joists nice and straight and twisting around later on down the way.
And notice, of course, that my joists need to run perpendicular to my decking.
Now after the whole thing was framed, we poured about a half a bag of concrete around each of the footings. We didn't want those footings to be wiggling around down the road. We set the footings in a bed of compacted sand, remember, and then later poured that concrete around it. So we gave it a little time for that deck to settle in before we actually poured that concrete. And we took the time again to kind of make sure that we were at the right height using our string and such. We had some different choices on our decking material. We ended up using this stuff right here, which is called Tigerwood, also called Brazilian Koa, and I really like it. I'm glad we used it. But we did consider also using Ippy wood, which is really popular right now. Super hard, goes through a lot of saw blades. And this stuff right here, which is called Cameru, but we ended up, again, with the Tigerwood, and notice that this Tigerwood, they groove it for you, which is nice, so that we can use the little Ippy clips, they're called. So we bought this little kit right here, Ippy clip, and inside you got the Ippy clip that looks like it's just plastic, but actually there's metal inside there, so it's really strong, and comes with these special screws right here. And it also comes There's a little spacer right here in case you need it, but you usually don't need it because the clip itself is going to do the spacing for you. So this is the exciting part right now because we're actually putting down the boards. So to install these little clips, first you slide the clip in the groove, then you drill a pilot hole, and then you put in the screw. The next piece gets tucked right in there to that same little clip.
Now along the edges we just let the boards run wild because we knew we were going to come back later and trim them off. So it looks like that. Now along a couple of the edges we needed a way to screw the edge on to the decking, so we just took a 2x4, put some glue on it, screwed it from the top, worked great. After we got those edges all cut off nice and straight, we came around and edged the outside edge of the deck, screwed it from the top, plugged up the holes, and to give the whole deck just a little extra class, we added a little skirt along the outside so that treated wood didn't show. We got our beautiful tiger wood along the edges. And by the way, Gorilla Glue works really well for gluing in those plugs. To avoid using too many screws from the top, occasionally we did this, which held the boards in place just long enough for the glue to dry. But of course, once they dry really well, you need to come back and sand them off.
To finish this deck, we used this product right here called Ippy Oil, and we just wiped it on with the rag, just kind of like you would stain, went over the whole thing. It's the final touch. And that, my friends, is the 8-minute version of how you make a beautiful hardwood deck. Looks pretty cool, huh? Want to leave you with a proverb that I recently found. It says this: where there are no oxen, the manger is clean, but abundant crops come by the strength of the oxen. What does that mean? Well, I think it means it's okay to get dirty. Sometimes it can even be profitable. Don't forget to like and subscribe.